Hey, what's going on, guys? Can you guys hear me? I'm good, Bruce. How about you? I seen Clive join me. You got the link, Clive? My computer is being a bit slow. Wait on a few more people. But anyways, tonight's topic is what are your plans for this year? What are your plans for this year, Bruce? LNW, what's up, Dane? Goals don't go bankrupt. Yeah, I got you. That's a pretty good goal, Dane. Actually, you brought a good point, Dane. I think I'm starting to come to my senses on the whole Rolex thing. But anyways, I'm starting to come to the whole sense. I guess I'm starting to come to my senses on the whole Rolex thing. I'm honestly thinking about like you. I know I've talked about consolidating, but I am actually down to about 6 pieces or so now from the 22 that I had before. Yo, what's up, Mike? What's going on, Dane? Alan W. What's going on, guys? But I was actually thinking about getting a Rolex Submariner for the for this year. But honestly, I've been thinking, I was thinking about saving my money and wait until the bubble. If the bubble pops, do you think the bubble's gonna pop, Clyde? Are you on, Clyde? Or are you still? You got your sound working?
Okay, yes. Now,
Okay,
yeah, you finally learned how to bring me from backstage. Yes, now I could hear you the entire time, but no, you can hear me.
there you go. There you go. Okay, cool. I'm
How you
still figuring this out. I am technology alerted. So if you guys don't already know, you know Clyde from the Clyde the Rancher from Clyde Watch Wrangling channel. So
Well, the other guy up here with he's just illiterate, not technologically.
yeah, yeah, I'm technology alert there. But no, what I was saying is I'm actually think finally come to my senses. I really want the Rolex, but I'm thinking about possibly doing the Manta Ocean King. Believe it or not, you know the micro brand, right, Clive?
Oh yeah. As a matter of fact, Ariel Adams was interviewing the president of Montant earlier today, I think.
Justin.
Yes.
Yeah, Justin. He's pretty good people. I talked to him a couple times, but I've actually thought about buying one of those and just holding my money and seeing whether the prices go back down to normal or not. Because I thought on that because I really want to get back into the car game, and I really miss my Mustang. So I was thinking about picking up of course, an older used Mustang, using this
Yeah.
fund towards the Rolex. I feel like I would have more fun that way. I don't know about you or not. What are your thoughts on that?
What kind of must? Well, the trouble is, old farts like myself, we tend to think of it ain't eight cylinder and ain't shit. But actually, a friend of mine a couple of years back had like a modern one, and even the four bangers are have some good pickup on them, really.
Yeah, I
Um,
had a '07 GT. It was cammed and had all the works done to it except for pretty much everything except for a blower. I was thinking maybe something along the lines of that again. Nothing too nothing too new. Like I'd love to have something new, but I don't know about that yet.
well, no, I understand. It's like I think it's going to hit 60 degrees here in the flyover states. It's like ooh, convertible weather. I think I can get away with convertible weather in 60 if it's 60 and sunny.
Yeah, exactly. It's been about the same here at the beach. It's been about like 60, 65 degrees almost every single day. So it's
You suck.
perfect.
That sounds ideal.
So, but yeah, like I said, my goals for this year are pretty much consolidating, which I've done. Like I told you, I'm down to like 6 pieces, and I'm wanting to consolidate and maybe make one or two major purchases this year. Nothing too crazy. Kind of try to plan them out a little bit more.
Well, yeah, I'm thinking by the end of the year I might be down to five.
Really? How many do you have now?
Oh, I probably have 7 or 8.
So really, I thought you might have more than that.
No, we're talking about pounds, right?
No, no, no. I was talking about watches.
Well, and like I said, so Kermit Gate Kermit just sold, so I'm Kermitless. I'm actually subless now. And the thing is, when you get something like that in, then you start itching to spend it somewhere else. And it's like, no, no, just sit on it, wait.
Mhm.
Um, Also, well, no, actually, it come to the end. My GMT1, my gold nipple dial, looks like it might go as well. Possibly, oh, let's see, possibly maybe my Hoyers, not Tag Hoyers, Hoyers, real Hoyers.
Yeah, the old school before they became big, right?
Yep, and maybe a couple of my. I'm keeping my 321, but the other Omegas are up for grabs.
Okay. Which Omegas are you looking at selling?
Well, I've got an 861, and the thing is, that was the one that it's a double patina winner. It ghost bezel, chocolate dial, and then creamy indices, and yeah, everything else. Then after it got bleached out, then it got stuck in the drawer and everything yellowed up. I've also got a Mark II and a Mark 4.5.
Okay. The Mark II. Wait, are you talking about the Speedy?
Yes,
Ah,
and
nice. That's the what set. I'm not really good on references with the higher ends. Is it the 70s?
yeah,
I think.
exactly.
Okay.
It was originally going to be the 4.5 has a Lamagna 5100 in it. And actually, chronograph wise, it's probably one of the most useful ones out there. And I realized later on that's because of the Lamagna movement. The
That
Lamagna,
may be some. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but that may be something I may end up trying to pick up this year is a Speedy, just for the versatility.
oh yeah, I actually think so. But I'm definitely keeping my birth year, Speedy.
Nice. What else you plan on selling?
Well, like I said, so Kermit, the GMT, maybe a couple of the Zeniths. I've got like the big old funky Hublot looking El Primero from like '07.
Uh-huh.
Maybe
I
my
remember that one.
yeah, and yeah, just going further and further down, and also some of vintage pieces as well.
You trying to consolidate too?
Big time, yeah.
Yeah, I know it feels a lot better. Like I said, I'm down to like 6 watches now. Set at like 22, what I had before. I got a couple other than that, but I mean, just they're like crappy little grab and go pieces, so I don't really count those.
Well, and today I finally put the offshore up back in the vault, and I pulled out the Parmigiani.
Nice, nice. That's square, kind of like almost like a GLC, right? Like a
Tanoke.
reverse.
Well, yeah, I understand. Yeah, Tanoke case. It's a lot bigger than a JLC, so it's a lot easier to read. But
Yeah.
it's 8-day power reserve as well.
Okay. Okay. I do remember that one. Like I said, I'm not really good with the higher end stuff. And guys, like I said, if you guys haven't already, go over and check out his channel, Clive Watch Wrangler. He knows his stuff when it comes to the higher end stuff. I'm still learning everything on that stuff.
Hey, Alan W. That's where I met my mother. So yeah, to me, it's just like there. I think there's only if you intend to wear the watches, there's definitely a concrete limit.
Yeah.
And the
Feel
thing is, people.
comfortable under like 12, maybe.
I think so. Well, I theoretically 6. And I hate to
Yeah.
say it, if the ones I was going to keep though, I think the Breitling reissue might have to be towards the top of the list.
Yeah. That's true. The new
Yeah,
the Nabby you got, right?
right. Well, the new old
Yeah.
Nabby. But the thing is, what I feel about the Navi is that they don't make them that, or they didn't make them that way for the longest time. But
Mm.
there's so much handwork, there's so much craftsmanship on the dial that I think it looks nicer. It almost looks, you could almost, I think you could almost scrape off Breitling on it and put Patek Philippe or Audemars Piguet or something like that, and people would think it's more higher end than it really is, than the brand is.
Yeah. Yeah. Which Breitling, I feel like they're coming back. They're better than what they used to be. I feel like a couple years ago, even they're starting
Well,
to go back.
and of course, now, and keep in mind, if you were interested in getting those sort of watches, Breitling and Panerai are presenting some really good bargains right now. There's like 42 millimeter Navitimer with a black dial. Like, oh God, it's like so cheap. It's like $2,800. I'm thinking, oh shit. And that's a
the
great
thing is, you can actually get a hold of them too, unlike a Rolex.
Yeah. But then again, you never buy underwear used, and you never buy Breitling's new.
Exactly, unless you get a really, really good discount, like I did. Yeah, the Super Ocean Heritage I got.
Oh yeah. And I actually think that is a great all around. I mean, it's a dive watch, but it's nice enough. I think to be a good all arounder. And there's it kind of, it's not a good casual watch, but I think it has a leg in both the sporty and dress categories, which is,
yeah, you can wear it going out to dinner. You can wear it, whatever, stuff like that. Whatever. It's a good watch, though.
oh yeah, it is an attractive watch as well. And some of my hobros say it's quite popular with the ladies.
Hmm. I feel like they notice that more than they notice my Omega.
Oh yeah. Let's see with that, which will really take me down. I mean, so Rolex wise, really, it's going to be the Datejust 41, the my Avatar, the 6536, the oldie goldie, and the Rare Birds.
Okay. Now that one that's a Datejust.
My Avatar.
It's a perpetual.
Yeah, it's an Oyster Perpetual, 34 millimeters, but I haven't seen another one like it.
Okay.
It's 18 carats. It's from 1958. It's got a serial range in the 400,000s. It's not like 400,000, not for that year, but since they started counting.
Okay.
It's got a very finely engine turned bezel, and of course the Explorer dial on it in gold with arrowhead indices.
Okay. Nice. So it's kind of more along the lines like an old school kind of Air King, like size wise.
Yeah, exactly. 34 millimeters. That's what size they used to be, except for the Datejust. The Datejusts were 2 millimeters bigger.
Yeah, they were 36, right?
Right. But I have looked and looked and looked. I've never found another one like it, though.
Nice. And you don't see too many of those. You think just like I think you brought that up a couple days ago. Was it Watchbox? Tim was interviewing that one guy, and he said it might be the next big kind of investment piece.
Oh, the Oyster Quartz.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, the Rare Birds, they're not Oyster Quartzes. They're even what happened is they had the cases and the bracelets ready before the actual quartz movements. So what they did for like a year and a half, they took the old Datejust movements, popped them in, and just chopped them out to see if people could appreciate, the style would resonate with people of the bracelet and the case.
Okay.
The Rare Bird, the two-tone one, 1630, is known as the Rare Bird.
Okay.
However, it's 36 millimeters. It's a Datejust. The 1530, though, which also is a date, which is also 36 millimeters, is called a date. But the 1530, they at most they made 1,500 of them.
Okay, so they're like you said, hence the rare bird, huh?
No, the other one, the more common one, is the rare bird. This
Okay.
is, yeah, exactly. So, you know, if the and also the oyster quartz, the gentas may have had a design of the oyster. You'll notice, the slab sides, the integrated bracelets, and everything else. They're saying some people say that there may have been a Genta hand involved in the design of it.
Mm,
But Gerald Genta Jr. just recently retired from Rolex as well.
yeah. I didn't know that. I didn't even know he worked for Rolex.
Yep, actually. But the thing is, though, Rolex, you have to keep in mind, they have this. They have the viewpoint of our brand is bigger than any particular designer.
Yeah, I mean they're like Coke and Nike. They're recognized worldwide, like brand names. Like I said, Coca-Cola or Nike and Rolex is right there, like third in line.
Well,
Or
but even Coca-Cola pays lip service to its founder, John Pemberton, who came with the original formula. But Rolex, until recently, tried to distance itself from its founder, Hans Wildorf, because it's almost like we are constant, we are eternal, we've always been there, we will always be there. We're bigger than our founder.
yeah.
And it wasn't until recently until they figured, probably wouldn't hurt to talk about the old man a little bit.
Yeah, because everybody's going vintage these days now. They talk about the old stuff.
Exactly. Now, Alan W. is saying a Breitling Premier B01 Chrono 42 is not. Yeah, that is a great watch. The off-white dial with black is nice. The blue is pretty nice as well.
The
Also,
B01, that's the new one, right?
Yep, the B01 is the new in-house movement. They also share it with Tudor. Now, the reissue, what they did was they took the B01 and they converted it to a manual wind movement, took the rotor out, and it took everything else, made it smaller, made it thinner, and so the B01 became the B09.
Okay, because I knew they shared the movement with Tudor, or they had Tudor, and then I think Breitling regulated it, right? Or vice versa.
Yeah, exactly. I think Breitling, the credibility of Breitling, one that they share that's more of a dive movement is Tudor's.
Okay. Because I remember I had the Edda, the Black Bay. That was a pretty nice little watch. I was actually looking at Black Bays again, but I think I'm gonna hold off on those to 58.
Well, yeah, because the one, if I was going to look at one, it would be the 58, but you can't look at it because they're all waitlisted.
Mm-hmm. You have to either buy it new or buy it used. Likely buy it used, more than likely.
Actually, I'm going to take a quick second. I'm going to look on Tudor's page and see if they still have the North flag. One of the rumors.
You said you think they were discontinued, right?
That's what I'm being told in North America, but
I know my buddy Bryce. I don't know if you know him in the forums. Have you seen Jeep Dad posted in the forums?
No, I've not.
He's pretty big in the forums. He bought a North flag not too long ago. He loves that piece. I mean, he's got like 200 watches. He's one of those ones that has like 200, 300 watches, like crazy collection.
Wow. That is insane.
And then he's got everything from like Blancpain to Tudor to Rolex and everything in between, even Seiko, and you know what I mean? He just doesn't get on the YouTube or anything like that too much.
So he's probably smarter than we are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, no, it's still on the website, I guess.
Is it? They might still be selling it.
Well, if it's still on the website, I think I'm inclined. No, I think it's a great watch, but of course, my local ID is now saying we don't discount Rolex and Tudor, and it's a great watch, but I don't know if it's like $3,850 worth of great watch.
Bruce, Blue Shirt Buddha has mentioned the Pepsi GMT. He said he enjoyed his time with it. That's actually a pretty killer watch for the price too.
Yeah. They also don't have that one.
Exactly. Yeah, I think you can pick up. I thought I saw one used on What You See the other day for 4 grand. I think
About average. Yeah, that's roughly what they're going for. Yeah.
it's not too bad. I mean, compared to a Rolex Pepsi GMT, that's really not that bad.
Yeah. Actually, now I've also been included into a potential Tudor release coming up in Baselworld, but I'm not at liberty to discuss it, unfortunately.
uh, Gosh, a possible new tuner really. Who all is left at Basil Roll now?
Well, I've have a, I
Oh,
have.
is that it?
Well, I
Everybody, even Sego's backed out. I think, right?
well, I was doing a live stream last night, and someone left the comment, "Basil World is pulling out of Basil World,"
Mhm. Yeah, I was watching that one.
which I thought was okay. That you win the live stream comment award for this one. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
was
it's
watching that one last night.
well, yeah. Swatch might be enticed to come back, maybe, but if Rolex, it's pretty much the all Rolex show anyway. But that's what people was complaining about in the first place. The vendors, they
Yeah.
have to go through all this expense and all this money, and people just really wanted to look at Rolex.
Dane, Sailing Driver. I don't know if you checked out his channel or not. He's got a pretty good channel. He does a lot of entry level stuff like me, and he also has some of the higher end stuff too, Clive. But
No,
it's a dying beast, which I guess I get that because a lot of people are going online these days.
well, evidently the Swiss watch industry has discovered Hodinkee. They're like, hey, why should we go to Bethel World when we can just team up with Hodinkee? Hodinkee is the internet, right? We.
Mhm. Yeah, and that's one thing I watch Houdini, but I don't watch it like religiously like I watch some of the other people. You know what I mean? Like I prefer like Watchbox over
Yeah,
Houdini. They've
Watchbox.
got Tim Massa. He's like the guru. I feel like.
Yeah, and he's a good, honest nerve. He's not smarmy and pretentious like a lot of the
Yeah.
people on Hodinkee. I
Yeah,
also
like I said, he's kind of been there. He's seen that. Like if there's a watch, he's pretty much probably seen it or held it. You know what I mean?
right. Celine Driver. I try to get entry stuff in mid range and the high end. What else is left?
I
I mean,
actually like UC Narden. He mentioned UC Narden. I like the Maxi Marine diver. That's actually a diver. Like when I was in high school, that was one of the divers I saw. You remember DuPont Registry magazine?
no, not really.
They do like higher end cars, yachts, like luxury lifestyle kind of magazine. But
Mm.
they mainly work into cars and stuff like that. But that's actually where I first found out in high school was about Ulysses Narden. And they advertised in that magazine, DuPont Registry. They're kind of like Rob Report.
Yes.
They're kind of like Rob Report. They were like before Rob Report, I think, like way back in the day.
Well, and I'm personally, I'm more excited about marketing these days than I am about Tudor.
Yeah.
Now, Alan W is saying Tudor release also a good gay bar. Alan, how many gay bars do you know? I'm just kind of curious about that. He seems to be quite the expert in that subject, but then again, this is the 21st century, and that's all right if you are. No one's judging you. This is a safe
Hey,
place.
to each his own. That's the way I look at it.
Um,
But yeah, what are your buys going to be this year though? You looking at anything in particular, or are you keeping it under the radar and not saying anything?
well, like I said, allegedly I'm next for a Batgirl, but at this point, I'm almost wondering, and you have to ask yourself, I have to ask myself, am I doing it because I really love the watch? Am I doing it because flippability or bragging rights or just the hype?
Mm-hmm. That's the way I looked at it. Like with a Rolex, I'm like, do I really? I'm like, I tried it on, and don't get me wrong, I love it, and I probably eventually will get a Submariner. At the same time, I'm like, do I really want it just because it's hyped up right now? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, one of my local guys reported there's this one. I might be, well, like a sub date for like 5,000 bucks in papers, like Z serial, like 0607.
Yeah.
But but again, it's the same thing. Am I just, do I love the watch itself or is it just the hunt? Or is it just the trophy?
Yeah.
Hey, bitches, I got a Submariner for under 5,000. Suck it.
That's a really good deal though. I mean, you can't really beat that. That's why I thought about, I'm like, what
Uh,
with
well,
my money, Like I'm
I
like
have.
the Ocean King and have that look
Mhm.
quality of some of the higher end brands, but then again, I can also get a Mustang and have just as actually probably more fun with a Mustang than I could have with a Rolex.
Exactly. Well, actually, I have beat that twice before.
Hmm.
So for roughly the exact same amount, of course the Parmigiani, that's like a 18,000 watch, and not to mention the my first Speedmaster.
Paul B asked, "Did one drop today?" What are you talking about, Paul B? You talking about a new sub, or are you talking about something?
Probably dropping out of Basel World.
Oh, Bowser Roll dropouts. Okay. No, I hadn't seen anybody else drop out lately. Have you?
No, not yet. But I don't know if Basel World will continue past 2021. I mean, one of the reasons why they also moved it so late is moved it late in the year. They moved it within a week of SIHH, so that
Mhm.
way, it's easier for all the watch journalists and everyone else to go from one to the other. That way, they're not having to fly to Switzerland twice in a month.
Yeah. Dane said he enjoys the hunt, of course, but the hunt for Breitling Navitimer he completed was fantastic. I saw that Navitimer. That's the old school Navitimer, Dane. What year was your Navitimer from again, Dane? Saline driver. Hey,
Um,
what's up, James? Great Grambino. I don't know if you've seen his channel or not, Clive. Well, me and him exchange watches a good bit. Great Gambino. He does a lot of the entry level like I do on
nice.
his VR. I don't know if you know the virtual reality gaming and all that. He does that stuff too on his channel. Pretty cool channel.
No, I'm like I said, being a Mac guy. Mac and gaming are mutually exclusive words.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay, Dane or James, sorry.
Now, oh God, I'm having a complete senior moment. It's bedtime for me is here in about an hour. But
That hour.
yep. God, it's like Rich Betty all over again. But you're not in California.
He actually does really good streams. Like it's refreshing to hear somebody actually talking about watches instead of other BS.
E-begging and lady boys, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
God, there's like a older Omega, and I cannot think of it to save my life, and I've even
Is
got
that the
one.
one you did the video on the other day?
Yeah, that one,
Not the Constellation, the
Cosmic.
Cosmic. Yeah.
See, I've got a Cosmic with a chocolate dial, and and I'm not going to go into it again, but also Ron the Dink was saying, "Hey, have you checked out the Cosmic Divers?" And I've seen them before, and I started looking into them seriously, and I'm like, "You son of a bitch!"
See, I've never looked in the Cosmic. Like I've seen the old school Seamasters. My buddy, a local guy, Josh, that I hang out with here, the beach, he's got an old school Seamaster he bought before the prices went up really crazy.
Yeah.
I know the Seamasters, the old school ones, are getting kind of harder to find at decent prices now, are they?
Yeah, I had like a Seamaster 150 from the 60s for a while.
Mhm.
But it's like of course the Cosmic is it's like it's like a Royal Oak with a turning bezel that you actually could take in the water.
Okay. Nice. I like some of the vintage Seamasters are really good. I like the ones from the 60s and 70s. They're a little bit bigger sized, I feel like.
Well, yeah, and like the Cosmic divers are basically 38 millimeters. Kind of, yeah. Now, Alan W. No, that's my okay. 1970. Okay, Alan, why are you talking about 1967 Omega chocolate dial? No, if you're talking about the my Speedmaster Professional, the pre-moon it's not chocolate dial. That's the 861. The 321 is a well, it's kind of like a safe queen. Someone way back when someone hit it on something, bent one of the hollow end links, and I think just threw it in a door and forgot about it.
Paul B said, "Can anyone guess the best-selling lineup from Omega globally?" I didn't know it was the DeVille lineup, which, like he said, that goes to show you the watch fam isn't in the market. We're part of the fringe for Omega. Omega sales, I guess, geared towards that. Which I mean, I guess I could kind of get that because probably a lot of women buy that. I would assume. I know the DeVille lineup is not like a women's watch, but it's more like a dress watch, right?
Well, yeah, that sounds like they've kind of pulled quite a coup with the DeVille DeVille line. Making a Coupe DeVille joke. Oh, sorry, you probably weren't around when that Cadillac was there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Cadillac. Yep.
It's a very pretty dress watch.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would have figured the Seamaster with all the Bond movies, even the Bond hype and all the movies, even since like that shows you how old I am. I grew up with Pierce Brosnan as my Bond. Excuse me. Hey, what's up, Neo? I grew up with him as my Bond, so that's what drove me to buy the Seamaster, seeing his movies back in the day.
Well, mine would be Roger Moore. He was releasing new movies, but I think, well, um, Roger Moore doesn't compare to Sean Connery, of course.
Mm. Dane said he got your joke there. I think I get it. It was an old school song, right?
No, Coupe de Ville. It was an old
Okay.
Cadillac.
Yeah, I knew the the old Cadillac.
You used to love. Oh my God, yeah, Paul. But you used to love those. I was thinking of Powder Blue when that's astounding. But yeah,
My cousin, he's like, I'm wanting to say he's about to be driving age. He just got my great uncle up in West Virginia bought him a Cadillac. It's like a 70 or 70. That thing is a boat.
oh
It's
yeah,
got a 60 in it. Like that's too much car for a 16, 17-year-old kid.
that would be how good of condition? We talking hoopty or is it we talking a pretty decent ride?
I think it needed work, but knowing my uncle, he'll probably have it like mint by the time he's done with it.
Ah, sweet.
Yeah, he's good with bikes and cars and all that stuff. So he'll probably have it mint with by the time he's done with it.
Okay, yeah, yeah. He was looking at a '67 Seamaster chocolate dial. Actually, Alan, Patrick, a friend of mine, Patrick Chip, over in Dallas, he's selling a Seamaster 321. I'm not sure if it. I don't think it has a chocolate dial, but if you're interested, get with me and I'll pass on his information to you.
The Seamaster chocolate dial, that doesn't ring a bell.
Well, I don't think it. I don't know if it came out as a chocolate dial or maybe a vintage one.
Patinaed?
Yeah, patinaed exactly.
Gotcha.
I was about to. I was getting. Was at the bank vault. I was getting ready to pull out the Aquanaut. Speaking of patina. Oh God! See, I shouldn't be this way, but it's like it's Patek patina, bitches. Patek patina.
Speaking of, I never. I mean, I know we can't really do a wrist check, but what are you wearing tonight? I'm wearing my Seamaster, of course.
No, I'm wearing. Okay, it's my Parmigiani Fleurier
That's right.
Calpa Hebdomadaire, and that's not a name. It's a sentence.
Yeah, that's full on sentence there.
Exactly, and I mean, Bill Sanders pointed me towards that one. I still think it's one of the
Yeah.
for higher end. I think that's an outstanding value.
As far as YouTubers go and everybody else, like I feel like Bill Sanders probably has the most knowledge. Like he's probably up there with Tim Masso. As far as he probably knows more than Tim Masso does, I would say.
True. Now, of course,
Right. Experience and everything.
I've had him and Han Danes on my channel before, and they were circling at each other and going at it a couple of times.
I don't think I hadn't seen any of those. I was probably working.
Oh my God! I mean, literally. So Don gets on there. He starts pontificating. Pardon the word choice. And then Bill jumps in and asks him a question, and then Han exploded in what could only be described as a simian rage and stormed off.
That's crazy.
I'll try to see if I can pull it up.
What does is Bill Sanders? Is he like a college professor or something?
He was actually a college professor, but he's retired.
Okay, I figured maybe he was like a college professor, retired college. He seemed like he's too smart.
A doctor, yeah.
Yeah.
Now he's also the son of Colonel Sanders.
Yeah.
Now, no, not Harlan Sanders. His dad was a colonel in the Air Force, but tremendously knowledgeable. But I often say in a lot of ways, Archie is almost like an instructor or a minder at like a daycare.
Yeah.
He's decent to start off with. I'll put it that way. His repertoire is limited, but I think you could do a lot worse if you're starting out than listening to him initially. Bill Sanders he's like
you got to give it to Archie though. Archie's like one of the OGs of like watch YouTube.
Right. Or OBs, original bulls.
Yeah.
Bill on the other hand is he's like a sociology professor in an upper level undergraduate course.
Mm-hmm.
He will not bring you snacks, and you had better have your reading done when you show up.
Mm-hmm.
The class. I mean, okay, now blue shirt, but I love my 214270. It's almost the perfect watch.
I've been tempted to buy that one. That's the only thing. Like I said, that or the sub would be my one Rolex probably.
Well, here's the thing though. Also, I like the cases of the pre-ceramic, but I like the maxi dial of the current ones.
Okay.
But and like there are times I've been thinking about this. It's like almost fiending for this sub here locally, especially at that price. But I look at pictures. I look at pictures I've taken of, and I realize I don't. It's the indices and the hands are so teeny tiny.
I gotcha. What year is it? Is it one of the newer ones? You said ceramic or pre-ceramic?
Pre-ceramic, like 06, 07. They came out with the ceramic in 2010, so it's almost the end of the line.
Okay. Because you said, what is it, 2010 and after is ceramic?
For the sub date.
Okay. What about the no date?
It came along afterwards. I think 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
All right, now I'm gonna try to look, and I'm gonna send you. Okay, I'm gonna send you a picture real quick. And let me know once you get it.
All right. See, I see Paul B saying sociology is the TESO of college majors. And if it's the Rolex, I know Bruce is talking about the Okay, yeah, I just got the picture. Bruce is talking about the Explorer. Okay. Yeah, that's actually pretty good condition. How much did they want for it?
Oh no, actually, I think he's also selling the Coke as well. Can you share the picture or not?
See, I don't know if I can or not because I sent the link to you via like texting. So like I said, I'm technology illiterate, so I don't know if I can share the link or not. And you know,
All right. Let me see.
I'm actually lucky I got you on here as a guest because that's how technology illiterate I am.
Now, can you see the picture on my screen now?
No.
God damn it. Maybe you're not so lucky. How about now?
No.
What? How about now?
Mm, but basically, he sent me a picture of the Explorer 2 or the Explorer 2 Polar, right? The 42.
Yeah, the
And,
Explorer 2
yeah, the Coke, right?
and the Coke, the 16710.
Yeah.
And the thing is, and he was talking about so I took a picture of them side by side, and he's like, I love the big Polar so much, but he's like, I don't wear the Coke anymore.
Really?
Yeah, but putting them side by side, I totally get where he's coming from.
Yeah, I get that. I can see why you would wear the Polar probably more. The Polar, I feel like, is a more versatile watch.
It's a more versatile watch, but there's a lot much more. There's so much more contrast. There's so much. They utilize the space so much better.
And
It's
I
got
feel like it doesn't scream Rolex either, like a lot of their lineup does.
well, um, but also here's the thing: the maxi dial is really used to great effect on the Explorer 2. The Coke and the Coke is in great condition. It is a beautiful watch,
Yeah, it
but
looks like it looks like mint.
oh, it is. It is. He's selling that one as well. But
Okay.
of the two, I think I agree with them, and I'd go with the Explorer 2 over the Coke.
I feel
And
like
well,
the Coke and Pepsi, like I like them, but I'm not like in love with them enough to spend that kind of money on them either, though.
let's just say you could get them both for $7,000. You could get either one for $7,000. What would you choose?
Probably the Explorer too.
Yeah. And the thing is, what I was telling you is just like, you realizing how many people would be screaming on the internet at that conclusion?
Hmm. Probably a lot.
Yeah.
It's the thing you gotta go with like what costs you though. That like I'm not out to flip watches or whatever. I mean, I don't have a whole lot of money, so it's not like a big. I make like 2 or 3 big purchases a year, maybe 2, probably 1.
Exactly. And Blue
So I buy
Sherbet,
watches, enjoy them, and actually wear them.
and Blue Sherbet is the same way. I love my 42 Explorer Polar Explorer 2. It's become my everyday watch. You guys,
Makes a great everyday watch. Kind of like under the radar too, which is what I like.
yep, basically just almost the exact same functionality. But yeah,
Obviously, says screen.
exactly. Well, and yeah, how can you say that? The Coke is an icon. Oh my God, it's an exploit. It's a GMT2, and you want the the trouble is it's easier to say that in the comfort of your living room without having both of them in front of you.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to experience the watches to really know them.
Yeah, exactly. And Neo, I think Neo agrees with us here. He said, "Sorry guys, but he learned the hard way. He didn't like the steel colored bezels, but he thinks the Explorer 2 is a great watch."
Well, that's one of the things I think I think if they redo the Explorer 2 and put a non-moving ceramic bezel on it, good night, Irene.
Hmm. And I'm not saying the Coke or the Pepsi is a bad watch. They're both great watches. I mean, if I had a limitless amount of money, like say I won the lottery or something like that, and I had money to blow, and then I would probably have a Coke and a Pepsi and everything else. But if I choose, I would probably choose the Explorer 2 right now over all of them.
Yeah, and like I said, but the Coke is an icon. But on the other hand, I've realized the pre-ceramics. I've tried. God knows I've tried to make those relationships work, and I just couldn't really follow through with it. But
Mhm.
I think part of it's just the layout and the size of them. And so for me, after looking at that, theming, sometimes I'll theme for that pre-ceramic sub date. Then I pull up a picture of it, and I see those teeny tiny little hands and those skinny little hands, those teeny tiny indices. I'm like, nope.
And see, Paul B actually just brought up a really great point on the new Explorer 2. If they bought, because I'm a Clemson fan, I love that orange. So orange and purple, of course. Orange. If they bought the Explorer 2 down to 40 millimeters, it would be a perfect size. Like if they bought that down to 40 millimeters with that orange hand, the orange GMT hand, I feel like that would be the perfect watch.
Yeah, and I'd like the. But here's the thing: the contrast is so much better on the white, but the orange hand looks so much better on the black dial.
Mhm.
The black dial it looks a lot closer to the original 1655.
I had a chance earlier last year. I don't know if I talked to you about that or not, but I had a chance of buying the Black Dial. I almost did, but I didn't go through with it. I can't remember why. I think it was because I thought the person, not that I know the person. I'm not going to say who the person is because they're actually pretty popular on online and everything. But I had a chance of buying it from them, but some other people were telling me that it's not the person selling it, but the person that they got it from thought it might have been fake, so I didn't get it.
So he was selling them in consignment, basically.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, Neo saying, Clyde,
And I didn't want a chance spending that kind of money and just wasting away for it being a fake. Even though I trusted the guy, like I know the guy, but it's not, it's one of those things.
yep, and if he's consigning it, he probably you don't know how much of an inspection he's done on the watch.
Hmm.
And Blue Shirt Buddha is saying, I like the GMT Master 2s, but since I got the Explorer 2, I really learned to love the steel bezel.
See, I actually like the steel bezel on the, especially like the Explorer 2, the Pulse. Like I kind of like that look.
Well, it's more of a callback to like the original, like the pre-ceramic Daytonas, for instance. Steel
Yeah.
bezel, more of a utilitarian industrial look.
Hmm. Like the ceramic on like my Seamaster that I'm wearing now. My 300, the coaxial.
Yeah.
Like that ceramic actually works well with that watch, but I feel like the steel actually works really good with the Polar Explorer.
Now you realize the Omega Cosmic Diver that still has a Bakelite dial.
Mm, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing. Yeah. Now, and again, from a functional standpoint, it's crap.
Yeah.
The even a aluminum bezel would make some, but from an aesthetic standpoint, uh, I'd prefer that so much more.
See, that's one thing I've been burnt before in vintage, which I've bought some cheaper stuff off of YouTube, or not YouTube, eBay, excuse me, sorry. But I bought some cheaper stuff off of eBay, so that's probably why I've been burned before. I probably need to look more into vintage, but I've kind of stayed away from vintage.
Well, it also depends. I'll keep in mind with a lot of vintage. Um, it was common practice though for your hometown watchsmith to say, "Well, hey, yeah, Bob, I don't have any Bulova hands on the Steffel diver, but I've got some Accutron hands. They'll match. They're made by Bulova, and I think they're better hands. I think look better on the watch." And Bob would say, "Sure, that sounds great." And they're
Yeah,
50 cents cheaper. Sign me up. Appreciate it, dude. But it's from a functional standpoint, it makes more sense. But it's only from a quote unquote collector profit or collectability standpoint.
yeah. LMW says he loves his platinum bezel on his 40mm Yachtmaster Blue Dial, but the raised polish numbers in the bezel helps, especially in the sunlight, because the matte blasted lower the part of the bezel dull and creates contrast. I can see that.
Yep. Now, early on, I actually had a two-tone Yachtmaster with a blue dial, and I loved the blue dial on it. I just hated that big soft gold bezel on the Yachtmaster.
Yeah.
Nick Magnet.
See, Master.
So, and that's the only downside. I mean, and the entire bezel is made out of the precious material, if I remember right, and I'm pretty sure I am. So there's not even with a Submariner or a Sea Dweller, at least they have metal surrounding, metal surrounding either the aluminum. It's an insert. The bezel itself is still, they have either an aluminum insert or a ceramic insert. So there is some protection for it. But for the Yachtmaster, nope. Now, Neo's pleading with you, Chris. Chris, I'm pleading with you to stop buying cheapo watches to save your money for a Rolex. Please. He is saying please.
Yeah, he's brought that up a bunch of times. Just like I said, I'm trying to do that, and I'm actually consolidating, and I've consolidated a good bit. I've gotten rid of a lot of my cheaper watches.
Two-tone is the sociology of watches. Blue shirt Buddha agrees with Neo, I guess. Yeah, agrees with Neo as well.
So that's not saying I'm not getting a Rolex either. Like I said, I think I might end up getting the Ocean King and just hold off and see what happens, and maybe if things get better, be able to.
And that's the Manta, right?
Yeah.
Ooh. How much do they go for used?
Say what? Used, they probably go for almost about the same price. They're kind of like Zen. They kind of hold their value kind of pretty.
And
decent.
what is that price?
Like their new price is like 1,900 on a bracelet.
1,900 a bracelet.
Actually, really more. Their bracelets are really actually more comfortable than those of like my Omega.
Yeah, but if you do that, you're like, sorry, you're at least one third of the way to like an OP39.
This is true, but then again, like I said, I can also get the Ocean King, and I can also buy me another car, an actual Mustang, and actually have more fun with that Mustang.
Oh yeah, I totally agree with that. Yeah.
I could have more fun with that Mustang for a couple years, see what happens with the Rolex. I will eventually get a Rolex. If I don't get one this year, I will eventually get one.
No. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Rather light for me. The one of my local guys, Brad Borchard, aka Counterfeit Glenn Campbell, had a couple. He was doing all these lateral moves back and forth, and part of his he had a Rolex, but he wanted a nicer Rolex, and he couldn't go without a Rolex. And his collection rules were hobbling him to endless series of lateral trades, not really going up, not really going down, but just swapping one mid-tier watch for another.
See, Neo agrees with me. He said he'd rather have a Mustang.
Exactly.
So, like I said, I mean, I can have the sub look with almost the same quality as the Submariner, but not quite. But still have the same look, and I can enjoy that for a couple of years, and then buy me a Submariner once I get a little extra money. But I can have more fun with the Mustang for my money than I could actually wearing a watch every day. I feel like.
Well, true. But you have other watches. You could get the Mustang and not buy the Manta, and then put the Manta in towards saving up. You'd be one step closer to the Mustang and the Rolex.
This is true.
Now, however, if you're going to take pictures of your Rolex inside your Mustang, you have to take off the steering wheel and put on a BMW or a Mercedes steering wheel.
I don't know about that. I do actually have a Mustang tattoo, believe it or not.
Well, actually, when I was 15 and a half, my uncle had like a 65 convertible.
Nice.
And he sold it when I was 15 and a half. And last year, I forgave him for it.
I had a 65 Coupe was my first car. I missed that car too.
Oh, convertible. It was a Mustang convertible.
Mm-hmm.
I could say it slower, but it's a Mustang shit. Oh, I think it would be worth some serious money. It was white. That was the only thing wrong with it, but I had a little trouble driving a 3-speed at the. I could drive a stick, but I had a little trouble double clutching.
Neo just brought up Janal. The funny thing is, I actually had a Janal. They sent me a watch for free. Back like when I very first started when it was one of my first video reviews I did. Like Janal set in the watch. The one company that got in trouble supposedly for making super fakes, I guess.
Right.
But I mean, I get it, but like their quality actually was really, really good. Like I ended up selling it, of course, but their quality actually on the Janal was really good.
Well, and actually having met the bagel sport, and I forgot they did another one did like knock homage to a Royal Oak.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to admit, though, just the quality of the watches, though, were astounding considering the price points.
Yeah. And I think they got in trouble at first because they said USA made or something like that. And I think you have to have so many parts made here. And it's just like Swiss made. Like you have to have so many parts or whatever here. I don't know all the guidelines.
Or a certain percentage of the value. So, for instance, if you had all the parts made in China, but you paid top dollar for a watchsmith in Switzerland to go through and check them all out before you ship them off.
Mm-hmm.
So if you paid, $200 for the watch to be made in China, but it cost you $150 for a Swiss watchsmith to check it out and quality control, test and everything else. According to, I think it maybe had the crown made in Switzerland as well, then that would qualify as Swiss made under their rules.
Janelle is the Invicta bagel sport. So Paul
That was good.
A lot of people actually knock Invicta, but Invicta is not really as bad as I mean, yeah, they have some really crappy designs and stuff, but they're not really as bad as people think. I don't think some of their shitty, excuse my French, shitty designs are like way out there, but like their homages are actually not that bad for the price.
Right. So, yeah. Well, to go back to the original topic, my goal in 2020 is just to consolidate,
Okay.
and yeah, maybe a back roll, maybe not. I'll have to think about. I still have to think about that. Thankfully, it's a Rolex, so I'll have all sorts of time to decide.
Yeah. That's pretty much my goal this year, and I've actually, like I said, I've done pretty good. I've consolidated about 6 pieces that I wear. I usually wear like my most worn watches are my Zen 104. Of course, you see that the Omega Seamaster and the G Shock, the all metal square. So, I mean, if I got down to just those 3 pieces, I think I'd be pretty happy with that.
Mm.
So, and then like I said, probably get like I would like to get a Rolex, but whether it will happen this year or whether it will happen 2 years, 3 years from now, I don't know.
Shit. Well, I was thinking 6 watches. Okay, it'd be like the Holy Trinity, the Datejust 41, the Breitling, and then the Parmigiani. I'm thinking, okay, there we go. Then it occurred to me, oh shit, the Bagel Sports. Fuck. Not the Bagel Sports, the Rare Birds.
Okay.
So it's like, ah, crap. So
Only Holy Trinity though. I mean, you can get the Holy Trinity and maybe throw in like a G Shock or something like that as like an everyday beater watch. Which I mean, you work a whole different job than I do, so you don't have to worry about that. I mean, you wear
not
suit.
really. My Wilson watch, my phony Flager from Wilson Watches is the beater watch. Okay, that'd be 9. Damn it.
That's still not that bad though. Like I said, I feel like I would be comfortable with like 12 or under. Like, because you can wear those like like I don't know about you, but I usually wear like 2 or 3 different watches a day. Like if I go like right now I'm working night shifts. Of course I'm off tonight when I'm working night shifts, so I'll wear, my nicer watches throughout the day, whatever. If I'm not working, then I'll go to work and I'll throw on my G
Oh,
Shock.
God damn it. Then there's the oldie. 10. 10. All right, fine. 10. Shit.
It's still not, like I said, that's still not that bad. Under 12. I was at 22 earlier well, not earlier, but the end of last year. I was at 22.
That'd be only 4 Sorry.
Yeah.
That would be only 4 Rolexes.
No. All right, guys. Well, I was thinking about probably ending this. I think you're probably about ready to go to bed, aren't you?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm crashing hard.
You're good. I'm used to staying up. Like I said, I work night shifts, so I appreciate you joining me.
That's right. It's nice. It's nice to come on and talk about watches with a fellow enthusiast.
Exactly. Like I said, instead of talking about a whole bunch of other crap, huh?
It's hard. It's hard, fuckers. It's hard. Life's tough.
So, anyways, guys, like I said, if you haven't already, go over and check out Clyde's channel. I'm sure you guys probably already know about him. Go over, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Appreciate everybody, Neo, James, Paul B, Alan, Dane, everybody for checking in and coming in and chatting with us.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. Shit. Fuck. He's right, Neo. Fuck the three. Yeah, the pre-moon. Damn it. 11.
Neo, what?
Are you selling the 321 to Mr. Flat to Dr. Flat Earth? I'm like, no, fuck. I forgot about the Speedmaster. Shit. Fuck. Okay, maybe this consolidation game is a little harder than I thought.
Neo, no problem, man. Like I said, that they're great to work with. Neo bought the Zenith from where my AD I work with, Clyde.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we always get all the watches from. He bought the El Primera from them.
the tricolor.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah, they're great people. I'd definitely recommend that if they don't have it, they can probably locate it for you if you don't sell it. They're pretty good.
Neil saying, put the 321 and the rare birds in a bank. Where do you think they are, Neil? And forget them. Well, evidently I have. Okay, Chris, thanks for having me on.
All right, buddy. I'll catch you later, man. Thanks for joining, everybody.
Fist out.
Yes. Be well.
Be swell.